Good day, people of the internet. House of Arcadia here. So I'm just going to give you a very quick run through of what you need to do in order to put a rear projector into one of these. Okay, so this is your 50-inch 4x3 aspect ratio cabinet. Okay, so this was rear projection when it first was made, brand new. And here you go. This is what would have been in it originally. 3 CRTs, and in the back there you would have had a mirror, and then the CRTs would have been poking up like that. They would have blasted the image to the mirror, and then the mirror would blast the image to the screen that would be there. Okay, so first thing you need to do is any surplus wood that is in your cabinet, you need to get rid of it. Okay, so mine had wood going all the way across here. So as you can see, that's where I've cut it out. Not the prettiest of jobs, but it did the trick, okay? And I also had to shave the tops along here. There was about a centimetre protrusion coming up, basically where it meets to the line. This is the frame for the actual projector unit, this piece here, okay? This for the screen, I mean, sorry. But yeah, any surplus wood, you're gonna have to get rid of it, because that will poke out too far, and when you put the projector down and you shine the image, it will basically be pushed onto the screen, so you'll basically just see like a black like a dark bit where it's obviously projecting the wood. Okay, so again, as I said, get rid of all the wood, make it so it's nice and clear. Okay, and then what you're going to need to do is you need to raise the projector up, right? So the projector needs to be X amount of distance below the screen itself. So what I did is I got this little table, I shortened it down a bit, and then yeah, I put it to where it needs to be, and then I've glued it around the feet. Okay, so it doesn't go anywhere. It's nice and tight. And then again, when you put your projector down and you've got it where you need to be, I put little blocks of wood around the feet. So literally all I need to do is, if I pull the projector out, I can literally just slot it back into these little feet holes here. And then, yes, it's basically where it needs to be, and it's good to go. So once you've cut out all your wood and stuff like that inside of the cabinet, okay, so your projector is gonna basically look like that in there, right? So if you see here, and you see where the latch is there on my finger, so it's basically, that's the center point of the cabinet. And then if you look down there to see where the actual projection lens is, yeah, it's basically bang on in the middle. So that is basically where you're going to sit it. You're going to sit it bang in the center of the cabinet, okay? And then obviously you're going to need to raise it. So if you look there, so you are going to have it, so this part here is the top of the screen, and yeah, you're going to have it set further down, obviously, but this obviously has adjustment like a keystone and everything, so you can sort of adjust the image ever so slightly. But yeah, so again, this is going to be trial and error for you. So yeah, you're going to need to set it down just slightly off the screen, okay? And then once you've done that, yeah, do what I did and sort of lock it all in place, so you're not going around and adjusting it 100 times, okay? Because yeah, once you've got it, obviously you don't want to have to do anything else with it, and then just leave it at that. But that is roughly where it's going to sit and where it's going to look, okay? So about there. Now your screen, okay? So what you're going to need to get here is, I have a piece of it here and I have a piece of it over there. So this is crystal rear projection sheet fabric, okay? This is quite durable and versatile stuff. So even though it looks crinkled here, if you were to leave this down on the floor and flatten it out with a, I've been using CD cases to flatten it out with, this will go flat after a while and be nice and smooth again. But it's really good stuff. But you can get rolls of that off of eBay with the same size and the aspect ratio you need. And I got a roll of it, and I could have made potentially 3 sheets of that size material. So again, that's 50-inch 4x3, okay? So that's one thing you're gonna need to get, is the crystal rear projection sheet material. Next thing you're gonna need to get is this is how I did it. Now, there's other ways to do it, and I'm gonna potentially explore these, but this is one way to do it, is go get a piece of Perspex plastic. So again, that is cut to shape. That will go perfectly in there, because I still had the old sheets to go off of. So I literally just took the measurements and said to the guy, cut this for me, and he did it, okay? So yeah, that's a nice sheet of Perspex plastic, okay? And then what I've done is there are some of these, because obviously you're going to need to glue it to it somehow, or you're going to need to stretch it, and it's got to be nice and flat against the Perspex, or else you're going to have like weird gloopy bits within the screen, which you don't want, okay? So what I did is I got double-sided sticky tape, and I did a square going all the way around, and then don't obviously just unstick it on one edge, and then you lay the material down on it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go over and flatten it, and as you go you take off the peel for the double-sided tape, and then yeah, you just go flat 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 all the way across, and then yeah, that is what you end up with. A nice piece of Perspex plastic with a piece of crystal rear projection material spread across it. You can get this that's completely adhesive all the way over it. I haven't tried that because I didn't want to try that, because you're going to get a big issue with static and little pieces of dust and dirt creeping in while you're trying to do it. Okay, so just be careful. But that's what you want. You want crystal rear projection material, and you want a piece of clear Perspex plastic. So what I did for mine as well was I kept the original channel runners for it. Basically the channels, this is where the piece of Perspex will slide into it, okay? So it goes up all the way around, and then yeah, you can basically just slide it in and out, which is the joy of it. So yeah, you go across like that, and then there you go, it's in. And that's basically how you want to do it. So there are other ways that you can do it, but this is like the easiest way that you want to do it, is literally just slide the piece of plastic in and out on the runners, okay? So that's what I did. Again, I had to chop this piece out to get the projector to sit a bit further forward, but yes, just channel runners all the way across, and then yeah, you can literally just slide it in and out. And once you've put all the channel runners around the outside, it's basically going to look like that. And then so that's a 2mm piece of Perspex plastic, and it sits perfectly within that runner. Okay, so that's what you need. 2mm clear 50-inch 4x3 aspect ratio piece of plastic, and it sits in there perfectly in the runners. And yeah, as you can see, it looks good. And when you're finished putting everything together, this is what it should look like. So you will have black edges on either side, because it is very difficult to get the wideness, everything in without losing a piece at the top and the bottom. Okay, but yeah, once you get it in, like I said, if you've got the remote control, you can adjust it. You can set the keystone, you can set the width on various different inputs and outputs. But yeah, as you can see here, I've managed to get everything in the screen. top and the bottom, you know, everything fits in. As I said, the left and the right, you will have the black edges, but yeah, that is basically what you're gonna be looking at when you're all done and dusted.